Let me paint you a picture. Start of a new week, a new role with a new company. You get presented a script, a product, a problem to solve, some clients to speak to, and the ability to solve those problems. Now, for the first couple of weeks, you're just chasing the measuring stick. You're sponging in all this information, how to handle objections, how to talk about a product, how to build that little bit of rapport that you need to get some people to sign on the dotted line and give you a bit of money. You're not supposed to know everything at this point, but it is a very sink or swim state for a lot of people that are in a new sales environment to see what you're capable of and whether you can really shine and outshine others. Now, it's a pretty normal position for most salespeople to be in, and it can feel uncomfortable at times, but you know that that's just part of the process. Yet over time, you're seeing something really interesting occur, and you find yourself fixating on it at certain times of the day. The divide between you and the people that are given the same resources, the same training, the same script, and the same words to use just gets further and further apart. You're trailing behind. You're saying all the right words, you're using the right script, you understand everything you can about the product, yet you're not closing the deals that you should be, while other people leave you in the dust. You're doing everything right on paper, but you just feel in your gut that there's something wrong. You can see it in the results that you're not getting. And the biggest challenge for you is nobody can tell you why. Weeks go by, that divide just gets further and further. You're struggling to just keep people on the phone. Having some good calls, but they're not enough to make up the bad ones. And for a lot of trainers, you get very, very similar responses, such as just pick up the phone and keep dialing. Just stick to the script. Another really fun one, because that's exactly what you've been doing, but the results aren't changing. None of these approach the problem of you starting to generate this self-doubt in the back of your head. What if I'm not good enough? What if I'm not built for this? You knew this role was make or break, you knew it was sink or swim, but you didn't think the break part would come this soon. And for a lot of people by month 3, they're a shell of the potential that they used to present. Now, you've seen the burnouts around the office, around the team that you have. You've seen what it can do to people. And you know that you're better than that. But months and months go by and you still don't know why you feel like you're further behind than you should be. Like at any given moment, someone's going to come over, pat you on the shoulder, and the day's done. Now I've been in this position and it's terrifying. You've built yourself up mentally to jump right into this environment and make a name for yourself. And those capabilities that you were so sure about initially continue to fade until eventually there's nothing left. And you're still insisting that you're doing everything right on paper, knowing that something is still off, knowing that you're not where you need to be. This is what Modern Rapport was built for. Now, I've spoken to enough salespeople and enough team managers and enough supervisors to know that sales is its own language. Sales is something that if you were to explain it to someone on the outside of this industry, it almost doesn't make sense. Why would you continually call someone when they haven't picked up the phone the first time? And it can be difficult to find guidance. There's so many sales trainers online from the States, in Australia, over in the Asia Pacific, in the UK, that spend a lot of time presenting these objection handling techniques to you, presenting ways to build up some psychological mind game against you and the person on the other end of the phone until they're happy to sign a dotted line and give you some money. If we strip all of that back, if we go down to the root of the problem, the root of where everything lies to begin with, it always comes down to pressure. There is a term that I saw thrown around in sales spaces for years, natural born salespeople. People that just enter this market, regardless of what industry it is, and they can just take over at a moment's notice without thinking, without blinking. I'm here to tell you there is no such thing. The difference between a natural born salesperson and a person with all of the product, all of the skills, and all of the optimism is their ability to handle pressure. That doesn't mean that you can't optimize what you're doing in order to achieve better and better with yourself. That's what sales is all about. I came from these environments growing up where people would tell you that you couldn't achieve anything beyond a 60,000 AUD salary and a 9-to-5, buying a house, having kids and settling down. That was all that we got given. But I'm here to tell you it doesn't need to be like that. I'm here to tell you that there are people that believe in what you're capable of even when you don't. And I'm here to tell you that if you need an indication from life that you're just 1 or 2 steps away from getting everywhere that you need to go and doing everything that you need to do, this is it. I come to Modern Rapport with over a decade worth of customer-facing experience, managing teams, running sales processes for whole businesses, and being a sales agent myself. I've gone through the highs and the lows of everything that you can think to achieve in the sales space. But it wasn't always like that for me. You and me both know that you're more capable than you're letting on, that you have more potential than you're willing to believe in. Sometimes it just takes a bit of focus, Sometimes it just takes someone that's been there to tell you that this is normal, who can focus and optimize what you're capable of so you can see it in front of you in your paychecks week to week, month to month, as opposed to just guessing. Now, Modern Rapport is growing. We started with just peer-to-peer referrals based off of good works with prior clients. And now we're going to start taking some people in. We're going to start marketing. We're going to start doing the lead generation, doing what we can to grow this. So if you're sure this is something that's worth your time, go to the link below, register your interest, and we'll reach out to you as soon as we can.